Hello everyone, Tracy from the Wildlife Garden. Just back from my holiday, so there's a mixture of films today. First of all, a look at how many plants survived a week without water, and looking at some of the plants that have actually done really well. This is my granddaughter's, she's only 3, planted this sunflower seed, so I was worried about that, but I did stand it in a pot of water, so it survived, which she'll be happy about. Yeah, some of my plants in the pots, especially the buddleia here, this was very droopy when I got home and required water, but most of them I really gave them a good drink over a couple of days, and they seem to have coped quite well, which is unusual because I've had them really dry out in the past. Over in the tomato section, they've done brilliantly. I put them into a very shady spot so that they wouldn't lose much water, and yeah, there's loads of trusses and they taste delicious. They're called Gardener's Delight. Basil's doing well too, but that's a Mediterranean plant and obviously loves that kind of weather. This is a new plant, it's bee balm. It was rather droopy, and I've noticed due to that it's got a lot of black fly on it, but it's picked up since I've watered it. Teasel's absolutely fine. They're in trays, so I was able to leave plenty of water, and these dwarf carrots, wild carrot, are also doing well. Honesty, he's shedding seeds, everywhere and doing brilliantly and looking lovely. But this little tomato, it struggled even without me leaving it over the holiday. It's just not been happy really. Obviously lavender, another Mediterranean plant, is doing brilliantly and still busy with bees and butterflies. And as for my carrots, I just filled this large jug with water and just put a pinprick of a hole in it, and so they've come through fine. So yeah, lavender everywhere. I think more lavender if our weather's going to continue changing like this. Goldenrod has stood up. It is a bit droopy, but it's fine. But no insects on it. It's usually busy with flies and hoverflies, but very few hoverflies in the garden this year. Yeah, so lavender's brilliant. Joe Pye storming away, and this bed's looking a bit dry and a bit colourless, but the plants have survived. The fennel's doing really well. I've seen a couple of wasps on the fennel. Roses, as you know, have done well. They've done well in everybody's gardens, roses. And I've been throwing water on the hydrangeas, some sink water, from the washing up bowl. So they've pulled through okay. Last year this was really struggling, but green brown water on it has really helped and made a difference. This buddleia, I need to start throwing some water on this. I think it's very droopy. I've cut off, since this film, I've cut off all the dead flower heads. But it's very droopy, and this border, it's the driest, shadiest border, and really struggling. This is a Astrantia, look at it, it's just collapsed. It's not happy there at all. I think I need to really help this bed, put some compost on it and manure and stuff, perhaps ready for next year, build the structure up in it a little bit. And this side, a lot of the geraniums haven't, normally they'll fill out and regrow brilliantly, but they've struggled this year, definitely. Cats loved it though. So yeah, the meadow's just a dry border now. It's just not, productive anymore. This mallow's done brilliantly though. I've not watered this at all, and the ribes, the fruiting currant, is doing brilliantly, and so is this thistle. So you can see some plants just love it. The plant next to it is the what's it called, Mumbretia. None of the Mumbretias have done well in my garden this year. The orange one, which is normally, stands up to anything, is just collapsed and hardly flowered. So I need to dig those up and perhaps get them so there aren't so many. The pond I topped up with water before I left, and that's fine. And this just looks, that's an astilbe. I've got 2 of those and they've just turned to crisp. They've not survived at all. There's one behind that Mumbretia, but you can't even tell there's one there. The rose, absolutely fine, and probably needs trimming again before the end of the year. There's no apples on the apple tree this year, so I didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, you can see the Monbretia everywhere is just a collapsed heap. As we go through into the wilderness, this looked lovely before we went away. This is an everlasting sweet pea I brought, and it was absolutely loaded with flowers, but look at them. So I have cut that back. I've cut all the flowers off it and given it a good watering, and it's doing okay, but no flowers on it this year. Even the nettles are looking a bit droopy, but they are towards their end of their year. But wow, the blackberries, they're absolutely gorgeous. We've been cropping those since we got back, and they taste so lovely. And the wilderness is mainly honesty now. I mean, this is the red honesty. The number of seeds I'll have in a couple of years, and the seedlings I'll have in a couple of years. I just dread to think. I've never had that many in the top of the wilderness before. That budlier's drooping, but it is in a pot, and I have watered it since, and it's fine. And although I haven't filmed it here, the oak tree is doing really well. It had crisped up, I'd showed you in the first heat wave, and it's now pushing out new leaves. This is a fern that's just, it's just collapsed. I think I'm going to cut that all down because it's silly just leaving it. Again, Monbretia there, that's the devil, what's it called? Lucifer. It's just not happy. But there you go. You can't water everything because it'd be a waste of water. I'm sure they'll come back next year, and if we have lots of rain, they'll do brilliantly. This is a dogwood. It's surviving beautifully, native dogwood, and it's absolutely loaded with berries for winter. Yeah, so this is lemon balm. Lemon balm always does well, doesn't it? It's another Mediterranean plant. So that pops up here, there and everywhere, and the bees love it, so especially the carder bees. I find the carder bees use it a lot. More goldenrod there, not in flower yet because it's more shady, but oh, here's my robin friend again. He greeted me as soon as we got back off holiday. Yeah, there's the Lucifer. It's not even flowered, that one. The dog roses, again, absolutely covered in hips. And this dog rose is out of control, so I've done the NEP advice on it and bent it all down so that it's not so dangerous. It's right under the apple tree, so it looks better like that. Yeah, there's a mock orange in the back there looking very droopy, but the red currant and the white currant have done really well, and obviously the holly is fine. And also the raspberries, they've sent up all their new canes for next year, so they're looking great too. Alright, I'm going to show you this is where we're going to next. That's the nature reserve that caught fire while we were away. So here we are, and this is what it should be looking like everywhere. This is at the top. Thankfully the fire didn't get to all of it, but it's taken a massive area. We were quite shocked with what we saw, so that you can see why it was just a tinderbox, wasn't it? But if you note, there's not many trees, so I think that has helped with this fire, because look how close that is to the houses. So as we go along the path, you begin to see the damage. It really was shocking. And it's a great sight. We have clear-wing moths over here. It's an isolated large colony of marbled white butterflies. Now, the butterflies can fly away, obviously, but all the eggs that were laid, any insects that have laid their eggs now, they're just gone. And the smell was awful. It's just, the smell of burnt grass, and it was a really sad day to see it. All the shrubs tend to be hawthorn. Obviously the berries are all lost on those for the winter. Then we headed towards the UNESCO site to see if that was damaged. My husband's filming, so we're heading off. That hill there is the beginning of the UNESCO geological site, so we headed there. I just couldn't believe how much there was burnt away. Just shocking, really shocking and upsetting. To think we were there not that long ago and it was alive with insects. And the other thing is there's lots of ant mounds. That was worrying and upsetting as well. They were all burnt. Some of them look like they're excavating again. There was new soil on the top, but no insects for them, or well, insects usually that they eat. But fortunately the fire didn't reach the UNESCO site there. That's where all that rock formation is, and it looked like the firemen were able to stop it before it reached it. So yeah, look, you can see the one side of the path compared to the other, it just caught and it was put out. But it could have been a lot worse because that's such a crumbly rock. So back home to something wonderful.
Look at that. They're wonderful. Thank you for that.
These are the Batman hoverfly, so called for the Batman wings. You can spot them really clearly on that one. Both tapping with their abdomens to find spots to lay their eggs.
Right, just to say thank you for watching. Hope seeing the lovely nature reserve. It's owned by the Birmingham and Black Country Wildlife Trust wasn't too upsetting. It's just an amazing sight for marbled white butterflies, which is so sad, and some clear wing moths and orchids. I think plants under the ground were possibly okay because the fire service were brilliant and managed to control it quite quickly and stop it spreading further than it did. But hopefully plants under the ground will be safe. I was a bit worried about the ant hills. There's lots of ant mounds there, and hopefully they'll be okay. Some of them look like they'd started sort of mounding up again on top, but there's no creatures for them to eat. Obviously they rely on insects, but it is what it is, and there's not much we can do about it, and just hope that that's the worst and nothing else occurs up there. As I point out in the video, it's so close to people's homes. They must have been absolutely terrified because they can spread so quickly. Fortunately, there aren't so many trees. I think if there'd have been more trees, it perhaps may have been a lot worse. But it's just affected the shrubs, the hawthorn a lot. But yeah. But anyway, back in the garden, and I was greeted by some lovely insects. And although the garden's looking, well, I think in my last video I said like August, it's now looking like September. Leaves are dropping off the trees. It's been quite breezy earlier. I'm noticing a lot of leaves are beginning to drop. The cherry tree looks absolutely fine now, and the rowan trees are just dropping their seeds. So sometimes it can sound like rain up here when the little seeds are dropping off. I'm fascinated because while I'm holding this camera, there are, I don't know how many, about 6 or 7 of the microscopic little flies, and they're flying all over the top corner, this corner here, of the camera. It's absolutely, I wish I'd got a video to video the video. Amazing. I don't know what they are, but they are microscopic. They're smaller than a pinhead, I think, or about the size of a pinhead. And they're dancing all over the phone. Anyway, so nature carries on, even in my garden, in the state that it's in. I've got plans, lots of plans. My head's like buzzing with plans. Chelsea chop is going to come in really handy next year, I think. I mean, I'll probably say that, and it'll probably pour with rain all next summer. But yeah, I'm planning on doing Chelsea chop, I think. I think it'll help the plants to bush up a bit more. A lot of them have flopped in this heat, and yeah, I think that will give them a bit more strength to stand up. And obviously that middle border is going to have quite a clear out. I've got to find a place to plant the miniature buddleia. I have got lots of plants that will go in that central border. I've got to sort out the marjoram and the oregano and the pink geranium that's in there. So big plans for that, and my head's just constantly buzzing over it, and I'm making notes in my garden book. So right, again, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch up with you again soon. I don't do much in my garden because of the disturbance. I was thinking, oh, I'll cut back the oregano, maybe it'll give a second flush, but the number of little spiders' webs in there, I just can't touch it. I did clear something the other day under the rose that I showed you I'd sort of got back maintained, and the robin was really grateful. I think he caught about 4 spiders. So yeah, lots of spiders in the garden, so I don't want to disturb any more spiders if I can help it. So everything's got to wait till March, and hopefully I can get going again then. Right, a final thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye for now.